Welcome back to Kicking in the Second Half. This is the follow up to episode 2. I guess you can call this episode 2, part 2, where I wanted to discuss with you the NBA All Star 3 point contest as well as the dunk contest. I'm D, and I'm here with Groot. So let's get into it. First off, I'd like to start off with talking about the dunk contest. We have just 3 contestants this year instead of the traditional 4. I guess they're doing this so they can have a shortened dunk contest due to the fact that it is going to happen in the middle of the All Star game during the halftime. And this year, the 3 contestants we have is Cassius Stanley, also Anthony Simons, and Obi Toppin, 2 of which are rookies, and Anthony Simons being the one guy that is the third-year player coming out of Portland. Toppin is coming from the Knicks, and Cassius Stanley plays for the Pacers. Looking at how the format's going to be, they're going to be each participating in the dunk contest by performing 2 dunks in the first round of the dunk contest, and the accumulated scores, the 2 highest, advance to the second round, being the final round, where they would each perform 2 dunks, assuming there's no ties, that would claim the winner of the dunk contest. In my opinion, looking at the participants, I'm excited to see all 3 of them participate in this dunk contest. I think Anthony Simons, with his length and lankiness, I think he's going to surprise some people with some dunks. I see him as the guy that comes out with the most amount of firepower on this first dunk. I think just the lankiness of him is going to look pretty good when it comes to doing like a type of windmill dunk, or somebody who's just going to attack the rim pretty fast and be able to swing his arms. But looking at the other 2 dunkers, Cassius Stanley played for out of Duke last year, and the guy can just jump out the building. But I see him more of as a 2-foot dunker, so you're going to see a lot of explosive at the rim dunks. And same can go for Toppin, but he's also a 1-foot dunker too. And I've seen video of this guy just doing a bunch of reps of between the leg dunks and cockback dunks. So between Toppin and Cassius Stanley, those are my 2 guys I see in the final round. I think when you see Stanley at first, he might come out with a dunk that's going to look pretty easy and simple to do with his first dunk, just because he's such a great dunker and he can just get up pretty easily. So I think it's just going to look that smooth that people are going to take for granted how difficult his dunk would be to perform. I mean, the guy can basically get his chest up to the rim. So definitely want to see him hopefully pull off some insane dunks. But if I had to choose between the 2, Cassius Stanley and Obi Toppin, I'm going to say I'm betting Obi Toppin's going to win the dunk contest. I think he just can offer a little bit more versatility. And just like I said, with him being able to put it between his legs with ease and dunk with either hand. But I would like to see Cassius Stanley catch a lob, because I think that's where he will really excel with his dunks, is just getting all that power off 2 feet and being able to jump up and get his hit up close to the rim while performing whatever type of maneuverability he needs to do in the air and then flush down the dunk. But my winner goes to Obi Toppin, representing the Knicks this year. And just looking at videos of him and what he could do on the floor, I wouldn't be shocked to see him in the future maybe in the skills challenge contest, and also maybe in the 3-point contest. I mean, we don't see a whole lot of playing time with him playing for the Knicks this year, mainly because of the coach. But I think he's a player to watch just in the upcoming seasons, and it'll be interesting to see, him being listed as like a big forward, power forward player, participating in the 3-point contest, which leads me into the 3-point contest for this year's All-Star game. We have 6 contestants, and the 6 contestants actually are all All-Stars in the All-Star game this year. So we had Buddy Hield that won the 3-point contest last year in 2020's All-Star, but he will not be returning for this one. So the players that are participating, looks like we have Steph Curry, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Mike Conley, and Jaylen Brown. So just looking at that list, just a few things. Steph Curry, he looks like the only player that is participating that has previously won a three-point contest. It's been several years. I think it was 2015 when he won the dunk contest. And also, just another side note, if Zach LaVine were to win this dunk contest, he would be the only NBA player in NBA history to have won a dunk contest and a three-point contest. So this is his second year participating. He participated last year. So, I think he'll be ready to go as far as living up to the challenge of, the three-point contest is definitely different than in-game threes, no different than the dunk contest, dunks versus in-game dunks. But I think the most important thing when it comes down to the three-point contest, the way they have it set up, is that money rack. The money rack where the players allowed to position the money rack wherever they want to between, I guess, the 5 spots around the perimeter and the three-point line in their preferable hot spot, I guess you can say, where they just have the full rack of the money balls. And I think the placement to that is very crucial. You see some players that do like to place it at the very beginning and, start off shooting that. And then, some players like to put it at the very end, assuming that they've gotten warmed up and they're ready just to knock down all those consecutive balls at the end that really count. But you also see some players that switch it up just because of where they feel most comfortable that they can knock that down at a higher percentage, which may be on either wing or down the line in the middle. So it's going to be interesting to see how they position their money rack, and probably the most important key to trying to win this dunk contest. Just looking at the participants, I think some surprising people that's going to make it past the first round outside of Steph Curry. I think great challengers for this are going to be Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. And the reason why I say Mike Conley, because he is, honestly, he's the guy that's probably the biggest underdog, because he was initially not listed as a contestant in the three-point contest as well as the All-Star game. So he's actually filling in for Devin Booker for both of these spots. So for him to be participating in his first All-Star game, followed by him, or previously to the All-Star game, being in his first three-point contest, I think he's somebody to watch out for that, definitely might be a sneaky in as far as getting into the second round. But also, I could say the same thing about Donovan Mitchell, just because, of the snub of being picked last in or second to last in the NBA All-Star draft by Kevin Durant, and just the disrespect of the Utah Jazz as a whole so far this season, with them having the best record in the NBA. So that guy, I think he's going to be ready to put on a performance, and I can just see him as being a streaky shooter going into wherever his money rack is, and definitely the last several racks. So he might start off kind of rough in the first rack, but I think he's going to catch fire, and you're going to see hopefully at least maybe 10 or more consecutive three balls going in the hole. So just looking at it, I think my obvious choice would have to be Steph Curry going into the second round. And like I said, either Donovan Mitchell or Mike Conley for me, just depending on who starts out decent in their first rack or two. And like I said, that money rack placement, but I would probably give the nod a little bit to Donovan Mitchell. So right now my prediction is Steph Curry and Donovan Mitchell. No disrespect to any of the Celtics fans. Jason Tatum, he just hasn't been playing his normal way since COVID, when he was diagnosed with that back in January. So I think, that might affect him a little bit. And shout out to Jaylen Brown, because he's actually putting up a great percentage from, I think, field goal and three-point percentage this year in the regular season. So, hopefully he makes a decent run, but just Steph is just seasoned in this situation for the three-point contest. So I just think that's a no-brainer. But like I said, I see Donovan Mitchell advancing, and I think Zach LaVine will probably end up with a decent score in the first round. I could see him maybe getting 18, but I'm looking for the players who's going to put up at least what I would say 22. I could see Steph getting about 23 to 24 in the first round, and Donovan Mitchell probably right behind him, maybe 22. Maybe Mike Conley with around 20. Um, and then I would say the other three guys would probably be in the teens. So um, going into the final round, which would just be the two contestants between Steph and Donovan Mitchell, I'm going to go with Steph here. Like I said, just a seasoned guy when it comes to being in the three-point contest and then just shooting threes alone. I think when he was in the contest the following year after he won in 2016, the guy that beat him out was Klay Thompson. And he's not participating in this year. But big ups and respect to Devin Booker, because I think if he was in this contest, he would definitely be competing with Steph in the final round. And I think he could probably take it home because he's some guy. He's a guy that can definitely get hot quick. And I think his momentum would definitely have carried over from the first round into the second round, and then just start draining threes. I probably would have said he probably would have gotten near I don't know, maybe 27 points in the first round. He probably would have been the leader of the first round. But I am forgetting that I think the way with the Moneyball rack now that you can get the highest score if you make all your 3-point baskets. I think it's 40 and not 30 like it used to be several years ago. So yeah, I might have to adjust some of my scores up. Maybe add 3 to 5 points to what I said for the first round totals for each guy in that scenario. But yeah, I see Steph Curry as the winner, and I know a lot of people would obviously choose him, but that's just my honest opinion of what I see coming about. And like I had mentioned in the previous podcast, episode number 2, I feel like this is just a big introduction for Steph Curry to be able to play in the three-point contest along with the other participants. But I think that momentum is going to carry over into the All-Star game, especially if he gets to go 2 rounds. So I think that's going to be something that is even more exciting to look forward to during the All-Star game. And, this pretty much just sums up what I think we're going to see for these 2 contests. I know I didn't quite mention in the last podcast about the skills challenge. I didn't actually look that up before I got on here tonight, but I think probably for that, Chris Paul looks like the clear runaway, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of the bigs kind of pulls through for that and kind of does an upset on the guards. But Chris Paul, he's very crafty with the ball anyway, so for him to be able to bounce past the ball into where it needs to go and then go around the obstacles, the only thing that would slow him down is if he missed one of those obstacles and maybe a lack of speed. But he's pretty accurate with his passing, so I would go ahead and just roughly say that I see him winning the skills challenge. So, but yeah, this basically just concludes what I wanted to do tonight. I just wanted to give you a briefing on my opinion about the other events that's happening tomorrow for the 2021 NBA All-Star Day. So I appreciate everybody listening. Definitely give this a like and or subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate you listening. We hope to do the next podcast Monday, and also you can find us on some social media platforms. I think we are starting a Twitter, which is under KISH_YZ. And also you can find us on some of our, audio stations for podcasting. If you just want to listen to audio only, we are available on Anchor.fm, Breaker, Google Podcast, Radio Public, and Pocket Cast. So, like I said, if you want to listen to just the audio only, feel free to give us a try over there. But definitely, if you're already on YouTube, we'd like for you to stick around and as we provide you with more content. Everybody enjoy the 2021 NBA All-Star weekend / day. Peace.